The polls are now closed in Pennsylvania, and the waiting game for results is getting underway. Thanks for joining us here on KDKA Plus and on CBS News Pittsburgh, your home for election night results. I'm Ken Rice, and joining us live tonight are 4 reporters at the election night headquarters in 2 major Allegheny County contests covering the race for district attorney. Are Ross Guidotti at Democrat Matt Dugan's headquarters, and Andy Sheehan with Republican nominee Stephen Zappala. And for Allegheny County Executive, Jennifer Barrasso is with Republican Joe Rockey, and Megan Schiller is with Democrat Sarah Innamorado's camp. Also tonight, we're joined by KDKA political editor Jon Delano, host of Around the Table Stacy Smith, and their political panel, 2 Democrats and 2 Republicans, offering their insights as we watch the returns come in tonight. And we are watching a number of races very closely, including a race for an open seat on the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. First, though, let's get to the race for Allegheny County Executive, Rockey versus Innamorado. Rockey, the retired PNC executive from Ohio Township. Innamorado, the former state representative, first elected in 2018. Our reporters Jen Barrasso and Megan Schiller are with the county executive candidates. Let's go first to Megan, live at Mr. Small's in Millvale with the Innamorado campaign. Megan.
It is game time here. People are starting to come into Mr. Small's Theater here in Millvale. The music is pumping and people say they are excited. We talked to voters really that fell into 2 categories. People were either Sarah or bust. They would never even consider voting for anyone other than Sarah Innamorato. And there were a lot of people that said they were undecided going into their voting place. Sarah today, though, telling us that she believes she ran a campaign that will connect with all people. A successful campaign that she thinks reflects everyone in the county, no matter what their wants are, no matter what their needs are. She said that a couple things about her are different. She is not a seasoned executive. She doesn't come from money. She grew up in Ross Township, and she said in her campaign and information countless times that she lived the American dream until she didn't, until she lost her father and her childhood home to opioids and to the opioid epidemic. And that's why she said she decided to go into public service, and that's why she has an interest in running for county executive. Other key initiatives that she's touted throughout her campaign include fighting for the people on the margins, for the people that maybe don't feel like they're heard by anyone in public office, creating a safer community for everyone, she says, by cutting down on the blight, by making sure people aren't pushed out of their apartments by rent that they say has gone too high, and creating what she calls stable, high-quality housing for all. She said she wants to speak for people that feel like they don't have anyone to speak for them. Now, critics have said that she's too progressive. They've said that she surrounds herself by people that are too far left-leaning. To that, though, she says that she wants to lead a campaign that is about inclusion. And she thinks that we can bring everyone into the fold, and that is her interest, and that's the campaign that she's been running since she announced her campaign. Now, her candidate, her opponent, Republican Joe Rockey, he's hoping to attract some of the moderate voters who maybe aren't interested in Sarah Innamorato. We're going to head it over now to Jen Barrasso, who's at his headquarters. Jen?
Yeah, so things are starting to get exciting here at election headquarters for Joe Rockey. You can see supporters, they have started to gather here. We're told that Joe Rockey and his family will be arriving here in about an hour. And I had a chance to talk to him earlier today, and he said that he feels optimistic leading up to this day, election night. And this North Side native is one of 6 children. He said that he is a problem solver and he gets things done. So person in the business world, and he was telling me that he believes the key in this race will be how many crossover votes, how many independents will turn over to vote for him. And he's saying that after visiting just a half a dozen polling sites today, he's been told by some Democrats that they were going to vote for him. Now, he has all throughout this campaign the 3 major things that he has been a proponent for. It's been public safety, jobs, and property taxes. He said it's all about public safety. People want a safe downtown, and they want a safe south side. They want to be able to go downtown and know that their kids are safe. And basically an insider saying that Rockey has, the X factor is that there has been no progressive candidate that has faced someone with all the money and infrastructure Joe Rockey has behind him, but his campaign pointing out that they're going to need 25% of Democrats to vote for him to pull out a victory. Reporting live in downtown Pittsburgh, Jennifer Barrasso, KDKA-TV News. Back.
All right, Jennifer, thanks. So 5 minutes after 8, and we have the first results we can show you. These are mail-in ballots in the Allegheny County race for county executive. Sarah Innamorato, the Democrat, in front now, doubling the vote total for Joe Rockey. Now, we haven't had widespread mail-in voting for that long here in Pennsylvania, just a few cycles, but the pattern has been that Democrats vote more heavily using mail-in ballots. We will see if that pattern holds tonight. But for now, it's Innamorato out in front as we see our first results in the race for Allegheny County Executive. Likewise, in the race for Allegheny County DA, it's the Democrat Matt Dugan in front of Republican nominee Stephen Zappala. Again, these are mail-in ballots that have been canvassed throughout the day, the county releasing them just minutes after the polls closed. We will, of course, be following all of the returns as they continue to come in tonight. All right, turning now to the race for Allegheny County District Attorney, a rematch of the Democratic primary in May, except this time, as you saw, Stephen Zappala, the incumbent, is the Republican nominee thanks to write-in votes. Zappala has been the DA for 25 years, and Matt Dugan, the former chief public defender, defeated him for the Democratic nomination. So now we have Dugan trying to defeat Zappala for a second time in the general election. Ross Gadati is with the Dugan campaign in Carnegie. First, we go to Andy Sheehan with the Zappala campaign in the South Side. Andy.
Yeah, Ken, we're here at Kupka's on the South Side awaiting the arrival of Steve Zappala. You know, since 1976, there have been only two district attorneys in Allegheny County. The late Robert Coville was district attorney for 24 years. And as you mentioned, the current district attorney, Stephen Zappala, has been the DA for 25 years. He's always won re-election, but today he faces his toughest challenge. This is after he lost the primary bid to public defender Matt Dugan, and now is running as a Republican, and he is hoping to convince both Democrat and Republican voters to retain him as DA. Now, Dugan is a progressive. He is being funded in large part by the billionaire George Soros, who has contributed to Democratic campaigns, especially to progressive district attorneys across the country. Opposite that, Zappala has run a very, very strong law and order campaign. He has cited the crisis in youth gun violence in Allegheny County. He's also highlighted the crime downtown and here on the South Side. Interesting enough, he has attacked Mayor Gainey more than he has attacked Dugan in this race. He is looking to the city of Pittsburgh and this administration, saying that they have been soft on crime. He's even threatened to sue Mayor Gainey for not enforcing the laws downtown. Now, he will need tonight about 30% of Democratic voters to cross party lines to vote a Republican and vote for him. He is aligning himself with the Rockey campaign. They are hoping for sort of an anti-progressive wave, a sort of a backlash against wokeness, if you will, in some of these the candidates of Innamorato and the candidacy of Matt Dugan. Joining Matt Dugan at their headquarters is Ross Gadati, and we will throw it over you to Ross.
Thank you, Mandy. Matt Dugan yet to arrive here at Riley's Poorhouse in Carnegie. This is where the watch party has begun. Quite a few more people heading into this establishment are waiting to see the first returns as they come in. Now, fact is, Matt Dugan, who's former chief public defender, his polls have been somewhat challenging, to say the least, over the last couple of days relative to Zappala. But he believes that, and has said so even as far as today, that there's a positive attitude. He's seen it at the polls. Now, Dugan's brand, as far as being a district DA, or district attorney rather, would be a campaign, and he has pretty much approached it this way as a dramatic difference from Steve Zappala. Over the past, of course, 2+ decades, Dugan believes the root cause of gun violence is, in fact, something very complex and requires a holistic approach to trying to solve some of the problems. He has put forth the potential of reductions in cash bond. He's also asked and is calling for eventually more mental health and diversion programs. He's even asked for a drug court to be established, as well as a single court in the city of Pittsburgh, a judge to handle all criminal cases from downtown. Now, will he in fact win? It'll be interesting to see how many Republicans actually go towards Zapala now that he's running under a GOP moniker, as opposed to obviously having been a Democrat a long time. And Andy pointed out earlier today that Zapala still very much sees himself as a Democrat. How will that all turn out? What will that mean as far as votes go? We will find out over the next couple of hours, but people are starting to file in here, and they're waiting for Matt Dugan to arrive very shortly. Live in Carnegie, Ross Godotti, KDKA-TV News.
Thanks, Ross. We have a lot more to get to, including more of the first results coming in, and we'll get some initial thoughts from our election night panel. Back in with more in just a moment.